All right, gang. Well, welcome to another fantastic evening with the dirt bike community. We're here at the Edge Power Sports. We did a lot of little short videos for you, just kind of doing a little, just a taste of some gear that we want to talk about. Well, now we're going to just kind of sit and have a little kind of, I guess, a fireside little chit chat about kind of the compilation of things we saw, and we're going to dive into that gear a little deeper. So,
what you'll see on every helmet that's designed for the U.S. is a logo. It says DOT. DOT is Department of Transportation. You'll also see on the back of these, it'll say ECE. ECE is a separate standard of testing. The company actually has to pay that company for every helmet that goes in for testing.
oh wow, that's impressive.
And every helmet afterwards that gets sold, they actually have to pay that company again.
Man,
so they pay for every sticker. What ECE is a whole nother form of testing. DOT is your entry-level testing.
Okay.
ECE is your high-end standard testing. If you're into racing or anything like that, they're most of the time going to be requiring like an ECE or even a Snell, and I'll let Garrett touch on Snell here in a minute. ECE, what they do is they actually take the helmet, they hit it, and then they x-ray it, and they look for cracks and fractures and anything like that. And if it doesn't crack on that first hit, it actually passes.
Nice.
On the second one, they actually hit it again though, on the opposite side. When they hit it on the opposite side, they're seeing how it works in a real world environment.
True, yeah, we're not always lawn darting into situations, I guess. Yeah.
Nobody crashes the same way twice. And so when that happens, they will keep hitting it until it actually cracks.
Okay.
They don't stop at 2, they go until it cracks.
Wow, that's impressive.
This helmet, I don't remember the exact specs of how many it hit, but it was way more than 2, I know that.
Wow, that's good to hear.
So,
how about, Garrett, are there certain safety, in fact, in your racing, do they require certain specs on that?
The US Hard Enduro Series is a AMA sanctioned series. They do require all racers to have a DOT ECE certified helmet. So yeah, basically every helmet we carry here at Edge Power Sports has some sort of ECE or DOT rating. We wouldn't feel comfortable sending anyone out in anything otherwise, but yeah, they do require that for a lot of types of racing.
Now I am seeing a different style helmet here with a visor. Is that more of an adventure style helmet?
Yeah, so we'll touch on that, like I said, in a later segment that we were gonna do. So the off-road kind of was what we're focusing on now, but yeah. So this is an adventure style helmet. Kind of big features with this, that's gonna be a little bit different than a dirt helmet. You'll see on the visor on the dirt helmet, there's not as much empty open space on that.
Okay.
The reason for that being is street adventure riders, those guys are gonna be going 80, sometimes 90 miles an hour, like for hours on end.
Sure, yeah.
And with a regular dirt bike helmet, that airflow is just gonna catch that visor and feel like it's pulling your head up the whole time.
Nice.
And on an adventure helmet, 8 hours, that's pretty uncomfortable to go through, to sit there and have to hold your head forward. So pretty much every standard adventure helmet's gonna come with this. This is the Bell MX9 Adventure, branded by Husqvarna. So this is a really good one. They're gonna have a lot of the same safety ratings, DOT, ECE, that sort of stuff. They have a visor on the front end. So instead of wearing a regular standard set of motocross goggles like these Oakley air brakes over here, these are just they're a little more comfortable to wear for a long period of time, because you're not gonna have those goggles sitting on your face and kind of accumulate sweat, soak them into them. With just a regular visor, you can flip it up or down at any time and get some ventilation going to your face a little more.
Cool, good deal. Now, I am seeing the visor on there. Are there options in like tinted visors or transition visors? Or?
Absolutely, yeah. So with the Bell MX9, they come standard with a clear visor. There's a couple of different brands that offer some really cool options, like Climb. Their Krios Pro helmet is really cool because it comes with what's called a transitional lens. So in a nice bright day, it's going to be a nice smoke color, so you get a little bit of light off the eyes and make it a little easier for you. But when it gets a little bit overcast, it's actually going to clear up and kind of be more of a clear lens. It's a really cool kind of thing to go through. But they also offer mirror lenses and all kinds of stuff that you can switch out pretty easily.
Awesome, awesome.
Huge things for fitment that you're going to want to look for is you're obviously not going to want a lot of pressure on your temples. That's first and foremost. So this helmet, this is a large size helmet. This is fitting almost perfectly on Brian here. So there's just an adequate amount of pressure on the cheeks. So it's tight, but it's not like he's going to bite his cheeks and he's going to have some skin.
So a little bit of chipmunk cheek then? Okay.
That's perfectly
Yeah,
normal.
just
So,
a tiny bit of pressure.
Okay.
yeah, so that's perfectly normal, especially in a brand new helmet, because after you wear it for a couple hours and sweat in it, it's going to break out and kind of conform to your face. So you want a nice even pressure everywhere.
Cool. Good deal. I hear a lot of these MIPS acronyms, that type of thing. So basically, if Uncle Phil gave you the old helmet that's been sitting in the closet for 20 years, has technology changed?
Hugely,
Yeah.
even in the last 10 years. So I like to mention it first and foremost with like MIPS, great system. It's been the same for a really long time. The SE5 Troy Lee Designs helmet is actually a great example of that, because they upgraded MIPS to kind of this newer system that Z's pulling the liner out so we can see. What a lot of helmets nowadays, they're striving for some sort of rotational impact protection system while also impact at the same time. So
that makes sense.
6D kind of led the forefront with that, with the omnidirectional support system,
Nice.
which is just basically their suspension for your head.
Fantastic.
See?
So something else you want to look at on all your safety equipment, especially helmets. Helmets have an expiration date. It's 5 to 7 years from the day that was produced on the inside. There is a sticker on the inside of your helmet. You want to show that to them real quick, Rob?
So that sticker is right inside.
And what happens is the EPS liner over time actually breaks down and becomes soft.
Yep, that's our sticker there. Yep. Perfect.
And so with that, it's not going to do its job in the event of an impact. And a lot of things, I mean, if you're replacing your helmet, so say it's been 5 years, you're replacing your helmet, you probably want to do your boots. They're probably broke down, wore out, neck brace, knee braces, all that stuff. It has an expiration date. It may not say it, but stuff does wear out. And if you want, this is highly safe stuff. And to protect your life, honestly, you need to replace this stuff.
And to touch on that, like what Brian was saying, is when we talk to people about what kind of riding they're doing, that's the most essential question we can ask. So say someone's doing something like me, where we're doing hard enduro, you're spending 8-9 hours on a bike, riding in really slow conditions where it may be hot or it may be cold. On those hot days, if you're wearing a really heavy helmet, you're gonna sweat a ton.
Sure.
And even then, in the slow speed stuff, you're not getting a lot of the ventilation. So if I'm talking to someone, I want to know that kind of stuff, so I can say, oh, we should go with the 6D ATR2, or we should look at the Fly Formula sort of deal. Ventilation and weight are two things that can be counteracted by each other really quickly. In the slow speed stuff, a lot of people reach for the Klim F3 Carbon Pro because it's a super lightweight helmet.
Sure.
The adverse to that is that it doesn't vent as well as some other helmets do.
Ah, okay.
So the lightweight keeps you from sweating a ton, but if you get into high speed stuff, it's not gonna ventilate a ton.
Okay.
Which is, you kind of have some adverses to each one. They're all gonna be really good for anything you do, but if you kind of pick your range of riding first and judge what you get based off of that, it's gonna be a lot more comfortable for you in the long run.
Awesome.